Hello everyone, LRon here with part 59 of my NGN Dark Souls 1 run. So, I get turned around. I forgot that I needed to go the other way and break this thing. I always knew that the plan was to break this thing. It's just I forgot where I was relative to it. So, the way to go with Seath the Scaleless is to swing at his back tentacle. He's got 3 tentacles. 2 that, are on his side and 1 that are on his back. We want to go for the one on the back because that is his tail. And I'll be honest, this is the longest it ever took for me to cut off his tail, but usually it comes off a lot faster than this. I may have been attacking just the wrong part of the tail until the very end, or maybe it at some point got patched, which doesn't make sense because I don't think From has patched Dark Souls 1 in forever. I mean, I know they tried to turn the servers off, so I've done, that kind of change, but I don't think they've actually updated the actual physical client itself, where you need to download something off of Steam. But in any case, well, just whittle away, and you gotta watch out because he'll flail around the tentacles as well. And he will apply curse to the ground, and I've never really had problems with the curse on the ground, although this particular time fighting him, I've had to tumble out of it just to make sure I don't get cursed. That is actually a first for me in all of the times I've fought this guy, and I've fought this guy solo several times. I've never had to worry one bit about my curse meter. So, yeah, he put up a lot bigger of a fight than he usually does. I'm accustomed to him doing what he's doing right now, basically trying to avoid me swinging at his tentacles and me trying to get to his tentacles. So he did a lot less of the laser beams and the curse rocks out of the ground. But in any case, we kill this guy without dying, which, given how much we've struggled, seems almost like a mini miracle, but I'll be honest, this is the worst I've ever seen the fight take place. So this is a very doable fight, despite, how chaotic it looks like it may be based on this particular sample. Usually he doesn't put up this much of a fuss. And so this time around, it's like 2 swings before he dies, or maybe even 1 swing before he dies, where he finally gives up his tail. And to make life easier, you probably want to be using a ring other than the Hawk Ring. He's pretty resistant to the magics of the world, so that's why we are swinging. I mean, aside from the fact that we get this Moonlight Greatsword out of it. In general, even if we broke the tail instantaneously, I probably still would boulder the whole way. So, probably a ring that would increase physical damage would make sense, or maybe a ring to help protect against curse buildup. That would probably also be a decent choice if you find that the curse is problematic for you. So there you have it, Seath the Scaleless. Technically, he is a traitor and he deserved to die. He, according to the intro movie to the game, he betrayed all of the Dragonkin and sided with Gwyn, just so that, actually they don't even really give the reason, but basically the deal is, dragons are immortal because they have scales, he didn't have scales, and, basically he became a duke and got locked up in this archive, so that he can figure out his own way to cheat death and grant his own form of immortality. Supposedly, that rod thing we destroyed was his big immortality secret thing, so that's why we had to destroy it, and that's why we couldn't really damage him in our first visit to him. And so that's why he also, came barrel rushing into the cave, just out of nowhere, basically, his life preservation instincts kicked in, and he needed to defend that stupid little stick at all costs, but he does a terrible job at it. Alright, so now we are in the final home stretch here, the killing of the first flame. We're gonna kill like 5 Black Knights, and then we're going to summon Sunbrow and face Gwyn. And so that's pretty much all that's left in Dark Souls 1 at this point. I'm realizing right now that I never did go back to Undead Burg and spawn the triggered event, or do the triggered event that would spawn the dragon that guards Solier's side of the bridge. I guess, not the side that he starts on, but the side that he'll end up on later on in the story, rather. And so I also didn't get a chance to show cheesing the tail. But basically, you remember how that bridge, there was that little underbelly of the bridge where there was a Lancelot and just another like random shield hollow? That's basically right before the room with the 3 rats. There's a spot over there where you can basically just repeatedly shoot at his tail, and his tail will fall off and you'll get that. So if you're in the tail collecting business for that achievement, you'll need to do that. And technically speaking, if you're in the tail collecting business, you will need to go to the Painted World, because the area boss there has a tail that you'll need as well. But I considered the tail collection achievement to be outside of the realm of NGN, so I'm perfectly fine with not doing all that dragon stuff, and I pretty much expected myself to not do the Painted World because, the risk to benefit ratio just didn't make sense for the bulk of the target audience. If you want, you could just cheese this guy and spend 1 billion arrows. I end up taking a step forward, and that aggroes him. And this video will end before he gets here, but next video will be the final video. I will see you there. Good luck, have fun.